One of the crazier things about me being a rookie cop was I would call my sergeant and be like, hey, I'm going to grab my bicycle because, I've got all these reports of crackheads up on the Greenway that are begging for money on the Greenway, and people are kind of scared because it's in the middle of the woods, and they don't have any way to run away from these people. So
the Greenway.
Yeah, it's like a long trail.
Like a trail where people are driving or walking?
No, walking, bicycling.
And there was a bunch of crackheads
out there. They'll build like a tent out there somewhere. And it's like you're walking a good 2 miles from society, and now you got this tent of like people that are like, hey, can come out of the woods like trolls.
Bro,
like,
that would be
like,
creepy.
So I would call my sergeant and be like, I'm going to grab a bicycle and ride out there. And he was like, why are you telling me this? Because I'm getting a bicycle and I'm going to go ride my bicycle out on the Greenway. And he's like, okay.
I'm just telling you where I'm going in case I don't come back.
Like I guess, like there aren't like it's not like the military where it's like, where are you going? How long are you going to be gone? Who are you taking with you? No, the police department, it's like you go to roll call,
figure it out.
Tell you all the shit, all the stuff that has to be done for the day. Maybe there's a riot or a protest that they have to have officers for. Or maybe there's a crash scene reconstruction that needs to be done. But other than that, like go see ya. Don't let crime happen, and then come back in 12 hours and Bro, don't die.
That's crazy. Yeah, don't die. Don't get kidnapped or die.
So yeah, crazy career. And I think this is the first law enforcement book that's had a major book deal that is a dark comedy. So I think it's like the first kind of dark comedy in the law enforcement genre. And I'm excited to see how it sticks. But right now it's projected to be like the #1 fall release. Like that's when Simon Schuster does all their big releases, is in the fall. Just a funny book to read on a plane where you're just like, this is nuts.
Well, I think like I said before, I think storytelling is a really big part of like, the not only the military culture, but just like first responder, that type of profession where you're dealing with a lot of chaos and stuff like that. Like storytelling, people telling stories to each other in the locker room or at the gym or whatever. It's a big part of the culture. And I think a lot of people will find benefit from this, be able to take something away and be like, I can relate to this situation if they were cops and they're reading it, right? Like I can relate to this, or, maybe there's guys that served in the military that read this and they're like, what, I had a similar situation in a different location kind of thing that I kind of reminded me of that. But I think that it's also important because it's such a serious job and it is so stressful and so high strung that if you're able to find the funny parts about it, and like that kind of makes the job more bearable, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, I think reminding people of that, especially folks that are still out there serving, protecting the country right now, probably need to be reminded that that's like, it's important to find humor and stuff and be able to maintain your humor. And like in between all of the chaos and the horror and the tragedy that you are literally drowning